SHAC. It's Thursday. It's Thursday, 7 o'clock here in the UK. My name's Barbara Gray from Clarity here, and I'm here to keep you company. And we're going to be doodling and colouring in today and finishing our project, I hope. So it'd be nice to see who's with us. I know that lovely Grace is my gorgeous daughter is keeping us company, so she's in the room with you, ready to answer any questions, and she's hanging out in New York. How cool is that? So Grace is in Brooklyn, but you know, the power of technology. Hi Carol, good to have your company. There you go. Yeah, the power of technology. It's amazing, isn't it? There you go. Grace is in New York, and I wonder if we've got any other friends from across the pond who can now track us live and join in, because of course, you know, 10 o'clock in the morning on a Monday is a little bit early for our American and Canadian friends. It would be nice to see if we've got any visitors from abroad at this time on a Thursday evening. There's Ken and Jane, and yeah, good evening, everybody. It's great to have your company. Eva Henninger, servus. Yes, you see, we're an international bunch, aren't we? And Grace, can you hear me? Are we ready to rock and roll? So Grace is going to be finding us as well in a moment. Hopefully she'll be there too. Yeah, so how's your week been so far? I'm early to the party so that our friends can find us. Yeah, how's your week been so far? Thursday. The weather was atrocious yesterday and today, but I think this is the way it is. As I recall, November's always a bit ropey weather-wise, isn't it? Hi, Hazel. This is like a gathering of the design team, isn't it? Yeah, all good. And what else was I going to tell you? Yeah, the power of technology. So I just got a call from our Mark, that's our son. He's in California, and they're all big, very excited because they've just launched. Mark and a team have been working on a new AI project for, 2 years, and it went live today in the States. So that's big news over there. Very exciting. And I watched the pitch for it. It's quite something, you know. It's a little pin. It's going to replace the iPhone. It will replace the iPhone eventually. Maybe not today, but down the road. It certainly will. You know those films we watch where the information goes up and then they flick it away and it's just in the air? That's what this is all about. Literally, you can read your texts on your hand and it's just a little pin like a brooch. You just tap it. It's quite phenomenal. Not available in Europe quite yet. We're the next. So they're gonna ease into the US market first, and then that's good, and iron out any teething problems, and then it'll come to Europe. Exciting. Yeah, it's very good news. Very good news. You know, when you've been working on something for so long, it's fantastic. So huge congratulations to those guys. Oh, good. Grace is in the building. Sound is great, she says. And what's the weather like in Brooklyn, darling? It's dark here, dark and dingy, but that's okay because we're all tucked up, ready to start doodling. What's the weather like there? I like hanging out on a Thursday night, and I like that my kids call, you know, and I like that Grace can hang out with us. That's really good. Sunny and chilly, she says. Sunny and chilly. That sounds good to me. Did I tell you that I'm going to New York in December? After the TV show on the Monday, I'm heading out, I'm flying out to the States to hang out with the kids for a week. I'm sure, I don't know if I'm repeating myself now, but I'm really excited about that. So that'll be cool. Now let's see. Should we get started? We can always wrap it while we're working, can't we? Well, work. I won't call it work. Let's have a look what we're doing, and then we can chat while we're working, can't we? So this is where we've been, and this is where we're at now. So we've done the tree, and we did the deer last week, didn't we? On Thursday, and then the whole idea is, you see, you've got these little bits that you've got pictures that you can see, put pictures inside underneath, so that's pretty cool. It's there. There's another one there. Actually, I think that's probably gonna fit better like that. Yeah, there you go. That hangs off there like so, off the L saddle. Right. Yeah, and then got candles. Yeah, do you know, that was another thing. When I was listening to the pitch by Bethany and Imran, they are the owners of the company, the inventors. When they were talking, they also, what's amazing is there's an automatic in the computer, there's an automatic translator. So a man spoke to Imran in Spanish, the computer immediately translated. Imran responded in English, but the computer responded for him in Spanish. It's like he could read his thoughts. That's amazing. For somebody who's a translator, you know, by trade, that was quite impressive, I have to say. And it was correct as well. Right, so back to this. What we're going to do this evening, we're going to carry on transferring our artwork. Do you remember we put it on we transferred it, didn't we? And then we inked it up and we put it on a piece of, I've done the deer as well, right? And then we introduced these little twigs. Do you remember? Now let's go in a bit closer so we can see it. Because what I'd like to do now, if it's all right with you, what I'd like to do is I started a little bit of colouring. I thought it'd be really cool to try some different colouring. Now, if I'm not mistaken, I need to just turn this third camera on because I don't think I did it. Right, let's have a look. Good evening, Pat. Nice to see you. No rushing allowed. Let's have a look at this up close because perhaps you'll see there's quite a lot of texture actually. Let's go in a bit closer. Just let it, right. Can you see the texture, the stippling? Can you see that? So I kind of half finished it and then I wanted to show you the star as well because it's just done with a blue pencil. But you can see the texture in it. I thought that'd be quite nice to try that. Okay, should we give that a go? So I'm going to bounce. I'm going to bounce between the two. I'm going to bounce between the two pictures so you can see. And then I thought what I'd show you is, because I did show you this piece of artwork on Monday, I think, and I showed you quite a moody sky. I did this on one of our stamp boards, and I thought, yeah, let's see how we can smooth it out, and I'll show you because I used oil. I used oil with the pencils, so I thought, wow, I'll give that a go, see what happens. So the first thing we want to do really is finish up. Let's just do the rest of the inking on this side, right? So we'll do a bit of inking just to get our eye in. Okay, should we do that? What have I got here? I need a piece of scrap. I just need something to test my pens. This is a 005. Okay, what have I got here? I've been busy today getting ready for the TV next week. I know it's a little bit premature, but I think I used 005. Yeah, there's an ODS on Wednesday at 6 o'clock in the evening. Really beautiful dies, and so I'm going to be doing that. But I've got a lot of other things going on. So I thought I'll get ahead of the game. And so today I was powering through my prep for those shows. And I really enjoyed it, actually. I really enjoyed it. I got into it. Because I'm not I'm not a dye. I like dyes. I certainly like these dyes. I like our dyes. I like apertures. I like paper cuts. So, but there's a lot of potential with these. So I was just looking at them with a different hat on, you know, like I was looking at them from a point of view of a stamper, using it as a stencil. You know, there are so many different applications for dyes. They're not just cuts. They're not just paper cuts. There are lots of things, lots of potential. So, so I was getting into that, which I enjoyed, and yeah, it was fun. It was fun. Ken is wondering if we can have a sneaky peek of the new dyes. Well, yeah, I think I can handle that, Ken. I've got more behind me. I'm just trying to think what's the best way of showing. Oh, yeah, I know, because I can show you what. Yeah, all right then. That's easy enough. So they're apertures, and they, yeah, really cool. Let's do this first, though, Ken. Come on. Right. So I just decided to change the way I do the wheel on this one. I thought this would be quite nice. A little bit funky. Okay. Yeah. Quite enough tired today, though. I am. Who else has a nap in the afternoons? Am I the only one? I had to have a lie down this afternoon. I was absolutely bushed. Proper. I only need half an hour, and then I'm as fit as a flea again. I'm off. But I do need to have a little power nap now. Anybody else? Hey? Anybody else? Or am I alone on that one? Right, see, when that's dry, then I can rub it out. But I wouldn't rub out the pencil until that. I'd leave it a couple of minutes because I don't want to smear it. Don't think it will, but nonetheless, I would hold fire on that. And you know, you could do the colour first and then do the inking as well. It doesn't. It really matters not. You know. Who's working with me? Is anybody here actually doing the job with me, or am I on my own here? What do we say? Am I on my own, or is anybody working with me? There. So let's just do an experiment. I'll do one. I'll ink up one. See, what you do have to do is remove the pencil work. I can't remove the pencil work, so I'll just lift all the green off as well, won't I? So there is a sequence here. Okay. But I reckon it'll be so busy you won't see it anyway, if you know what I mean. You won't see the pencil work anyway, so I might as well just leave it. There you go, that'll do. That'll do for now. I want to show you how to get this lovely mottled green. Should we do that first? Yeah. Tips and tricks today. That's what we're going to do. Tips and tricks, right. We're going to use a couple of pencils. These are pergoliners. So I've got black, blue. These are the B pencils. Okay. Blend B for basic. B. There you go. These are the ones I'm using. 2, 4, 6, and 16, and a white one. This is the same as the That white is an old Pergamano pencil, but it's the same as the white one in here. It's no different. Okay, it's the same. So let's have a look. No, take that one out as well. There's a black one there as well. I've got them all lovely in the right order for telly. I've already put them all in the right order, and I don't want to mosh them up again. But I've lost one. I've lost me 14, me black 14. Never mind. I don't know. Don't care. Right. You ready? Let's have a look. This is how it works. This is how we build up this colour. So if I come in close, have a look first. Well, see what we can do. So it takes a little while, right? You're ready? We'll go with the green, right? And this is what we're going to do. That's why we need this camera, because you're going to hold the pen like that, and then you're going to start stippling. This is great if you've got music on. See, just stipple. And it does work. It just takes a little while, right? So let's go. Right. The only thing I would say is try and stay in the tree. Okay. Here we go. See, so if I do this, okay. If you want it darker, then you focus a bit more at that end. So I want it darker here. Okay. So I'm going to do more there, and then open up. See? But it's a nice, you get a really good texture by doing it like this. So do that all over. Do you remember we did this? Do you remember when we were doing this in the shack in lockdown? I think we did the cock-a-doodle-doo. And see, so if I go from above on this, if I hold it at an angle, you can see it better there. See? So the more you stay in that area, try and stay in the tree grey. Don't tell me you've left the building. No, it's lovely. You watch. So you can come in. You see, you do the whole thing. Down we come. So once you've done that colour, let's just say that colour first. Now this is an exercise in. So we've got the stippling down. The trick is to hold the pencil perpendicular, upright, right, and then just go. Same in that area. What we could do to get some texture is dot some white in. Now you can't even see when you're doing this, but you will see it. The thing about the white is you'll see it when you put the shade over it. It acts as a kind of a resist, so it gives it a texture. Okay, that's good. Now let's see if we go. Let's go with the darker blue, the 4. Okay, and what we'll do now is we'll stipple some blue, but only around the edges now. So now we're going to slow down, and we're going to stick to the edge, the shadows here, there. Let's go here. So you're going to add a bit of shadow there. Up we come. So it's here. That's where you put in the blue, the depth. See, it builds up quite soon. We already did a kind of a base with black dots, didn't we? So we've got a rough idea where we're going. Okay, so what we could do now, because we're moving between the pencils, take the light pencil and just take the light blue, just add a tiny film of light blue there. Then take the green one and add a tiny film of green over the top. And now you'll start to see, if you're doing this as well in real time, you'll start to see the change. So we're going to go light blue underneath, just a very light blue. It's not bad not having that inked because you can see it better. There you go. So the trick really is to learn how to go really, am I going so fast that the camera's not keeping up with me, see? Sorry. So let's just, my phone keeps packing up. I'm going to have to see what that's all about. Right, so what we're going to do, instead of going too fast like that, let's go with circular motions. Okay, and I'm going to go in with the green. Let's do circular motions. Just gently layering up. Okay. And then a bit more stippling. Get a fab effect. It really does look good when it's done. Now take the blue, the dark blue, and just kiss the branches with the blue. Just what you're doing is you're just kissing the branches with the blue. Okay. But you're going to get a really nice mix here of blue and green. Okay. Back to the green. So this is a real cool texture. See? And then if you want it to be darker, guess what you do? You either stipple darker in, like I like that kind of blue spruce. My mum's got a huge spruce tree in her front garden. Like it's the biggest one in the street. And silver, you know, blue spruce. And it was a Christmas tree when 45 years ago when we were kids. It was you know, when we were younger, it was actually Mum bought a Christmas tree with a root, and then she planted it. And when she planted it, it was only, I don't know, 4 foot tall, and now it must be 40 foot tall. It's huge, and they keep trimming it. And this year, it's shed these little, they're like really soft. They look like little sausages, but they're not. They're like cones, but they're everywhere. Sausages everywhere. So poor old Steve, my brother, he has to go and sweep up. Where are you going, Steve? Oh, I'm going to sweep up sausages in Mum's garden. That's it. That's what you do. Right, so you can see, I hope, this looks good. You know, that's how you get that effect. And you don't want to overcook it really. Don't want to get too dark. Should you get too dark, you just take your eraser and you can lift it out again. Okay, but that's the first step, is how to get a really nice texture. So now let's have a look at this star. Okay, first thing we're going to do before we do anything, because we want to get that kind of gritty look. Okay, let's have a look. So what we're going to do now to get that look is we're going to start by dotting. Right, white, and we'll go with the white, and we'll focus in the middle, and then we'll go down to the point, and we'll focus in the middle, and then we'll travel back down, and then we'll travel, and then you travel down to a point, back to the center, back down to a point. And you can't see what you're doing really, because it's white on white, but it does give a texture. Have a look if I hold it to the light. Yeah, it will work anyway. It makes it less smooth. There you go. Makes it look a bit more interesting. Right, that'll do. Have you had enough of this yet? No? That's all right. It's good for you. It's got a core. Yesterday I did pottery. I went to the back of my cave yesterday. I stepped away from Clarity for a day, put my old clothes on, went in the garage and spent the whole day on the wheel throwing. So I've kind of lost the plot a little bit, and my throwing's not very good. So I thought, well, the only way to improve my throwing, when I say throwing, I mean on the wheel, right? The only way that I'm going to improve that is practice, practice, practice. So that's what I did yesterday. And yeah, and it was interesting because I must have thrown about, I don't know, quite a few pots. Anyway, this is the light blue now. And what we're going to do is we're going to add light blue, but you're going to think shade, right? Think shade. So what we're going to do is you're all just kissing. You're so lightly working on the, it's like you're not touching, you're almost levitating. There, see? So you're going into the center and you're giving yourself the shadow, see, because you want to put a shadow. So the light's coming from here, if you like, and the shadow's going to be down here, there, see? So let's have a look. So we've got a bit of shadow on that side as well. Let's just put the shadow in so you know what side you're on. Lower, on the lower side, right there. We can always accentuate the center piece afterwards, can't we? So this is this side here, that's dark. So it's almost like there's a line there. Do you see? The more I run my pencil along there, the sharper it'll get, yeah? But we don't want it to be absolutely, I don't want to do it with a pencil. I just want to get the idea of it. Yeah, so what was I saying? Oh, yeah. So I was throwing loads of pots, and on pot 6, it wasn't going very well. I couldn't even centre. Centering means that you get it in the middle. Otherwise, you're going like that all the time, right? So for the first 5, I was like that. And I thought, this is rubbish. Okay. And then you try and pull it up and everything's moving, right? And you know it's going to be a wonky pot. By pot 6, I remembered. It's like it's funny. You remember how you've got to hold your hands and that. So by pot 6, I had a bit of a moment, and so pot 6, progress. Pot 7, better. Pot 8, oh, we were on a roll then. Then I got carried away, right? Because then I was working it out. Then the height. Then I remembered how to pull, and it's so weird how it comes back. But it took a few hours. And then I started pulling, and it's weird because you think you have to put a lot of pressure on, but it's like so light, And I remembered to stop pressing so hard, and then it worked like a charm. So anyway, about 8 hours later, I couldn't move my arms. I thought, what was I thinking? I got so carried away. Is there a woodpecker in here? Does the pencil have to be sharp for stippling? Yeah. But I'm just answering questions that Grace has asked, that you've asked, Grace. The pencil does have to be sharp, but not to the point where it will break when you know. That's good enough. See? That's good enough. Sorry, Grace, my phone keeps packing up. For some reason it switches off. Right, so now we're just getting we're getting this illusion going. That's a bit strong, that line, Gray. I'm trying to get the illusion going that This has got dimension, that it's got form, that it's not 2D. So let's go again. Right, so now, so it's like that. But you really want to focus on the edge and then bring it up lightly. So you're coming into the middle, but very, very gently in the center. Like do you see? And then when you do that, it starts to look like there's a shape, doesn't it? Nice. There. You get in that corner. This is where you do need it to be sharp, just to get that tip, because that's the key really, is the tip. So nice. Yeah. Get some stippling going again. See, it's a bit blunt now, isn't it? That one, because I've given it a good. Another go. Right. Yeah, so I had a really good session, pottery session. Why did I need to retreat to the back of my cave for a day? Well, I think I worked it out. Gracie did as well. She rang me. So the day before, it was Dave's birthday. So I said, I thought, oh, I know what we'll do. This is a bit darker, this one, than this one. Look, see? It's a bit darker, isn't it? If you feel it's too dark, Barbara, then you can always take the blue out again. The reason it's darker is because I'm trying to show you, I'm overcooking it, because I'm trying to show you where to put your blue. Now, if you wanted to get a really light blue in the other area, okay, to tone it back, then use the side of your pencil, really, really lightly. Try that. So you're holding it like that, really, rather than like that. You're holding it like that. Yeah, so Dave's birthday, really lightly. And so we were going out for a meal with Laura, Dave's daughter, and her fella, Trevor. So we were going to go out to a really nice restaurant in Oxted. So I looked up, I said, well, it's quite late because they've got kids, you know. I said, well, I thought, I know, we could go to the cinema beforehand. Yeah. So that's what we did. So we went to, in Oxted, there's a really nice cinema called Everyman. You know, you get these, they're lovely little cinemas. They're like living rooms, beautiful sofas. And I've been to one in Notting Hill like this. And I remember there was quite a trendy thing in Germany in the 90s. Sort of indie cinema. Anyway, really, really cool. And so we went to the cinema. So I looked up which film to go and see. And the perfect timing, right? There was a film with Michael Caine and Glenda Jackson called The Great Escaper. I don't know if you've heard about it. Anyway, it started at 5:15. And I thought, absolutely bang on. That's what we want to do. We want to go and see Glenda Jackson and Michael Caine in The Great Escaper, because the timing is perfect. And also, I love those actors. I think they're absolutely like top of their tree, aren't they? Perfect. Good. That's what we're going to do. So I cried. I was awash. I was sobbing. First of all, Michael Caine, he reminds me so much of my dad. Like really a lot. Okay. So it was like spending 2 hours with Dad. It was quite something. And the story, I won't spoil it because it's a fantastic film, but very, very moving. It's a very moving film. Let me see. Let me go to this one. So I actually get a project finished. You know how to do the star. You know how to do this bit. Now I'm going to come down here, right? A bit of shadow around here now, so we get a bit of depth here. Okay. Very, very moving film, and it's a true story. Back in 2014, a couple, an elderly couple, they lived in a care home down in Hastings. Well, it was filmed in Hastings. And so Glenda Jackson and Michael Caine, they were the couple. Bearing in mind that they were 90. Michael Caine was 90 years old when he made this film. And poor Glenda, she died in June this year, apparently, just 9 months after they'd filmed it. So that was another, ooh, it's too close to home, you know. Anyway, so he wanted to go to France, the old boy, Michael Caine. He wanted to go to France for to visit Bayeux and the beaches. He had something he wanted to do. He'd never been, and he wanted to go. Anyway, he'd bottom line, the home had spaced it, and he hadn't got on the bus. So what does he do? He makes a break. He goes for it, and he's got a little blue carrier bag, and off he goes to France on his own. Glenda Jackson, the wife's fine with it. She knows the score, and everybody was losing their hair. Where's he gone? Where's he gone? And he was fine, and it was a very, very, very poignant, very appropriate about the senselessness of war. You know, it really, because there was a lot of flashbacks. It was quite distressing. I covered my eyes up quite a lot because it was pretty brutal in places. Not brutal as in, you know, gratuitous. And there was nothing gratuitous about it. It was real, you know. But I think it hit me. It hit me because it was about the Second World War. It hit me about the futility of war. It hit me because of my dad. Just hit me. And so yesterday I thought, sod it, I'm going in the garage, pulling up the drawbridge, and I'm going to make pots. I'm going to throw bowls. Ken's asked how my totem pole's going. Do you know what, Ken? I've got to tell you, it's on ice. There, doesn't that look fabulous? It's on hold, and the reason is I've realised, I understand, because I was making the totem pole as a memorial to my dad, and I'm about 5 foot. It's about 5'6", and Dad was 6'4", so I've still got a way to go. And suddenly I've shut down on it. Just don't know. And it's not that I haven't got ideas to do the extra foot. Got loads of ideas, lovely pieces, lovely elements. But suddenly I don't want to do it anymore. And I've been thinking, why is it that I suddenly don't, I've stopped. It's like I was going full tilt, you know, and then all of a sudden I don't want to do that anymore. It's like, well, I'm not somebody that has a problem with project completion. So I had to look at that and ask myself, why? Yeah. And then the answer came, I don't want closure. There you go. So, I don't want closure. I don't want it to be finished. I don't want it to be over. Do you get that? I will get it done. I will get it done. And when I've got it done, I'll let you know. Right. Can't see the blinking tree now. Anyway, I highly recommend I highly recommend that film. But take some tissues, because it is one of those films that will just hit you from the side, but not in a bad way. It's just bloody brilliant. And it was his last film. It was her last film. Just superb. Absolutely superb. Superlative. Do you know, I can't see what I'm doing here. I can't see the blinking tree for tears. Oh, Ken, what's he asking that? It's all right, you didn't know, and I shouldn't have answered. It's all right. Okay. And Gracie, she knew. She she looked up to see what film I was taking Dave on his birthday, and when she looked up the trailer, she went, "Oh no!" She was in floods just watching the trailer. She said, "Mum's put herself through 2 hours of that. She'll be in bits." I was awash. I was on the carpet in this posh cinema, and then we had to go for a meal. Didn't put me off my food though. I still ate enough for a family of 4. Oh. Yeah. What have I got here? I can't see what I've got. 2. No wonder it's so dark. It's the black one instead of the green one. Okay, back to green. That's better. I thought it was a little bit savage. Right. Okay. So you're going to get the shadow in there. Do it look lovely? Forgive me for my little moment there. Right, there you go. But the stippling does a good job of making really interesting shadows. Doesn't that look pretty? And then don't forget, you come along the branches with the blue really lightly, and that gives it a bit of a drop shadow. What we're thinking? I think it looks pretty good. Okay. Okay. So let's have a look. I'll tell you what I want to do as well. Let's go inside. Let's go inside. So what I did do, I started doing this and I thought, cool, because this was it was here. And then I thought, cool, that's a lot of blue. So I thought, oh, quick, get another mountain in, get another hill in. So I drew another hill in. So for example, otherwise you've got a lot of blue to deal with. It's a big expanse. So if you want to break that down, you could take a, like he's standing there. So you could go, let's have a look. Let's get a landscape going. Okay. So we could put another hill in, see, like that. There you go. So you put another hill in there. And that's reduced the blue. And if you want less blue, then put another hill in, and another one, and another one, another. Okay. Right, let's have a look. Oh, this isn't the best thing to do when you've got tears in your eyelashes. Right, here we go. Okay. Voila. Good, good. Okay, so that's what we did there. Look, he's still got his little noise cancelling headphones on. Look, I'm gonna have to. Don't know. There's not much I can do about him. Okay, I'll show you what to do about this area here, though. First of all, we're going in with the blue, the dark blue. Okay, but instead of going, we're going to go in on the side like that. So you're using the side of the pencil. Okay, very lightly. I'm going to use the side of the pencil. I'm glad we reduced this a bit. It's a bit extreme, isn't it? Right, there you go. Tell you what I do need to do is just sort out that. I've just got to sort out this. Right. I just want to put the ink in here, because in a minute I'm coming at this with some oil. Actually, I could use the other one to do the oiling. I can use the one that I've already done to do the oiling, can't I? But I just want to show you how you can get that smooth effect like there. And on Monday, thinking ahead a little bit, on Monday, in the SHAC, we'll go for something new. So this'll do, because I think we know how to. If we learn how to do this, then for you can finish this, can't you? We don't need to do. It would be doing the same thing again. So this is just tricks and tips on how to colour in. Are we cool with that? Go on, say yes. Get some colour going down. I'm going to lay some colour down like this, see? So you put the blue in, but you want it to be kind of light. Just so stick to the edge, stick to the outside edge. Here you go. So round we go like this. Yeah? So you're going around that side like so. Actually, I'm going to put this side in. So I've already done that side. So I'm coming in here now. Just add your blue. Really gently. So think of these Pergamano pencils as well. These are like your polychromos, same sort of sketch. If you press too hard, you make like a seal. You seal it, and then you can't add any more colour. It's the same with the pencils. If you press too hard with the pencils, then they see the pigment seals on the pencil too. In fact, I've got this thing. This is like sandpaper, and all I need to do is that, and then that roughs the pencil up again, so that it. Otherwise, if you think about it, all you're doing is burnishing it, aren't you? Right, so now we've got the first colour down. Then we'll take the black. But with the black, we won't come all the way. We'll just, look, I'll show you. So with the blue, you come in a little bit further. Just come in a bit further than I just did, like that. And then we'll take the black and we'll stick to the edge. And we'll come in, not, so that we leave some blue. So you're just going to go around the edge now, like that, leaving the blue. Yeah, so Michael Caine, well, he reminds me a lot of my dad. He looks like my dad, he dressed like my dad, he's got the same voice as my dad, and same sort of tone of phrase, like London, you know. He's just a London gent, like just like Michael Caine. And so, you know, we always used to say he looked like Michael Caine when, you know, we always used to say, oh, you got your Michael Caine hat on, you got your Michael Caine. And he used to say, oh, not a lot of people know this. You know, he just had the same turn of phrase. So it was really, and of course, because he was 90 years old when filming, he looked so much like my dad. You know, those sort of watery blue eyes. Oh, yeah. Through Dave as well. He was in tears as well. It was a good film though. I'm not, you know, don't think for a minute. If you get a chance to see that film, it's one not to be missed. But take your tissues. Take your tissues. I don't think there was a dry eye in that house, in that cinema, in that picture house. You know, it was quite something. Yeah. It's a cinema for ages. Are you cinema goers? I so much always on the box, but There's something different about being in a screen, isn't it? In the big screen. When we lived in Manchester, when I lived in not green, grey. When we lived in Manchester, when I lived in Manchester when I was at university, then I used to go to cinema a lot in Oxford Road. Yeah, it was just one of the things you used to do a lot, didn't you? Right, now let me show you something. So this is quite nice, isn't it? And it's quite gritty. I quite like it. Yeah. But I want to show you how you could smooth this out if you want to. So if you want to smooth that out, let me show you. Right, so see if you can see what you think. So we're going to use Dorso oil. We're going to use a spot-on sponge. I mean, this is the sort of thing you do on parchment, yeah? These designs are going to be stamps and groovy plates, yes? Is that you asking, Grace, or is that our friends asking? Because the answer is yes to both. I've actually, right, I've been drawing ahead, okay? Shall I show you? Let me see if I can, yeah, you know me. Let me see if I can show you. I wonder if I've got them in here. Let me see. Oh, yeah. Okay, you ready? Oh, cute. Hang on. Oh, look. Little choir boy and an angel. How about that? Aren't they pretty? Same sketch. This is my rough draft. This is me still working on it. But I thought the choir boy would be lovely. You could put words in there. And then the angel, I thought she'd be great. And then the other day we were talking, and then we talked about a camel. And I thought, well, you got a choir boy and an angel and a deer and a tree. You know, it's like the camel might be a bit of an odd one out. We might have to park the camel. Now let's see if this works. Okay, maybe you want to sip your tea and watch this rather than see how I do it first, because Ken, the Michael Caine connection continues into clarity. Every time you have a new product launch, you blow the bloody doors off. I tell you what, Tina blew the doors off today on Create and Craft with those magnificent groovy plate mate, and it went berserk. So that's really good. That's really good. It's good for Tina as well. It's good for her because they were her designs and, you know, her baby really. So that was superb. Right. Thank you, Ken. Yeah. You're a wordsmith. Now let's have a look. I'll show you one. Let's just do it on the practice one for test and one for best. So I've got some oil there now, right? And you can see when I do this, you can see how much oil is there. So when I move the oil into the pencil, provided that it's a blue, a B pencil, you'll see that. I mean, if you add a bit more, you'll see the difference. Right, let's add a bit more. I've been a bit ginger with my colouring. Now let's have a look if you go like that. All right, so I'll get some oil, and then when I go in, and you have to give it a chance to dry, but you'll see when you smooth it over, look, see how the oil just changes the consistency completely, doesn't it? Okay. So this won't work very well because there's not enough on there. There we go. I'm going to have to go straight in, but it's all right. It'll be fine. So I'll start in this corner, and then I'll just start smoothing out. And what you'll notice as well is, there you go, round we go. So you've got the black, and then you're pulling it into the blue. See? Look how nice that is. So you see that black comes through there. Now we can go around the back of the, and you'll also notice when I'm doing this that the pen, the Micron pen, doesn't move. Well, that's just as well, really, isn't it? But you can see I go over it with oil, and it's fast. It's not affected by the oil. There, isn't that lovely? So when you go round with the oil, it's a bit more, you'll see that what it does is it releases the pigment. There. So that's quite good, isn't it? And then as you come over, once you say we've got the first layer down, cool, that's quite good, isn't it? When you let it dry a little bit, then what will happen is, see, when you let it dry a little bit, you can go back in and add more oil and more colour, more pigment, so you can get it darker. But I rather like that. See? So you get that lovely mottled effect if you blend it outwards. There, see? Just let the oil carry the pigment for you. Isn't that pretty? And that was pretty much what I did with that, except that this was much deeper. And what I did was, I did the tissue idea rather than a blending. I did use the blending pen in this area, but then to get a real sweep going, I folded and folded and folded and made a like that, right? A nozzle like piping like that, and then I went into there like so. I got the oil on there. Then I was able to do much more, much faster to get that real nice blend. You see? So that's how to get larger areas. Thing is, I've already put the white Posca pen over the top, so I'm not going to fiddle with that anymore. That's like the last thing to do, isn't it? Right. This is stencil card. This is stencil card. Remember we said at the beginning. So doesn't that look misty though? Hey? And now let's just see with that star. Let's see if we could get the same effect on these stars as we got here. So I'm just going to do a little stipple. Let's just see if it works. Just a tiny. That one's going to be a bit of a challenge, that little one. But we'll give it a go. Now let's see if we go. It's in that quarter of that, and that quarter, that half of the star, if you know what I mean. There. Don't want much, just a little bit. That's it. That'll do, because otherwise it will get lost. It needs to be white. Good enough. Okay. And then this one as well. Same principle. Just a bit there. Nice to do though. Nice to do. I'll do a little bit of. And then once you've done that bit, then right, snow. Okay, let's get some snow going. We're going to use the white pencil here. I'm figuring that this is snow, so I'm just going to put some white down. I know you can't see it, but you will in a minute when I go back over it with the blue. You'll soon know where you put the white. So let's see how this works. Put some white there. It's the B pencil again. This should work. They have to be B pencils for the oil to work. The B pencils are the ones that work with the oil. The A pencils are water-based. They will move with water, and the B pencils are the ones that work with Dorso oil. So for example, in the box of pencils, you've got all the ones that have got the white writing on, those ones, the B ones, they're the ones that work with oil. Okay, Sue? And the A ones, the black ones, aqua, they're the ones that react to water. So you've got 16B blending pencils, oil, and 20 aqua pencils. There you go. Yeah. They're a little pretty though. So if we go, let's take that light colour now, and let's see what happens if we just add a little bit of blue. We're using the side of the pencil. But what you'll find is the white pencil, if you put some white down, okay, if you put white down, it will act as almost as a resist. If we hold it to the light, you won't be able to see this very well, but you can actually see it's shiny. It's because I'm pressing hard. Do you remember what I said about making a seal? So if I do this and I go, I'm pressing hard now. Right. Then when I come over that, let's do that there as well. Same in the star. If I go really hard in there now, I won't be able to get any more blue on there because I'm sealing it. There you go. Seal it. Sorted. Right. It's like a wax resist if you do that. So now, for example, I'm pressing hard to make a point. Probably butchered my artwork, but you'll get the picture. If I take the blue now, the light blue, because it's snow, okay, as I travel up with the blue, when I get to the, you'll see, when I get to the white pencil, even though I'm going over it, it looks, see how it won't hit, it just won't go there. Even though it should, because look at this bit here. So when I go like that, you'll see it's not working because I've made a seal, I've sealed it. So that's pretty cool. There. And if I go in with the oil, it looks good, doesn't it? Let's go in with the oil, see if it's not too dark. Right, let's see what we've got now. We get a bit of shadow going there. Okay. I quite like this, don't you, hanging out on a Thursday evening? I do. I think this is the way to travel, friends. There, doesn't that look good? Right, back in the oil again. See, just go like that. And then start releasing the pigment. So circular motions. You know, thing is that we often see this done on parchment, but what I think is worth noting and knowing is that it works so well as well on card. So you've got polychromos or the B pencils. It looks really cool, friends. There you go. Nice blue. Bit of glitter. They look pretty. Okay. See what happens if I put white on there. Sealing it now. I'm sealing it. So just bring that white down. And now I can't add any more to it. There you go. Yeah. So Dave went up to London as well today to buy a new digital printer. Our one's had it. So this is a big expense, but it's got to be done. We do a lot of printing. So he went up and had a meeting in London. And we've got an all singing, all dancing one coming, which is great. What we need. There. That'll be good. That's much better. Because we've been having a lot of trouble with the printers, so we decided to just bring it in-house now. There you go. Doesn't that look pretty? Hmm? Yeah. I think we'll call it a day. Does anybody have any other questions? What do we think? Are you enjoying this artwork? Just to recap then, Do you remember stippling with the green? Look how dark that is, because I couldn't see that I was using black. So there you go. So you stipple with the green, remember? Stipple more where you want it to be dark. So shadow in here, just stay in the same place. Just tap a bit, be a woodpecker for a bit longer in that area, okay? Then open it up a little bit, like that. Then take your light blue. Could you go over blended polychromos with a wink of Stella to add sparkle? Absolutely beautiful. Yeah, really nice. Yes, you could. Right, wink of Stella, very nice pens they are. Okay, let's do a bit of stippling with the blue as well. Get that texture going. Nice. And we're going to get that blue going through there. There. I think what's important is that you remember to use the same colours through the whole thing, so that so you don't change colours coming down the tree, you know? So it all looks the same. There you go. Nice, eh? Bit of green in that area. And then I think we're just about good to go. Looks pretty. There you go. There. Good. I'm glad you well, I've enjoyed it. I can't say you've enjoyed it. I don't know if you've enjoyed it. But I think that, my friends, will do for today. And I think that we've learned a bit. We've done a little bit of simple colouring. The only thing that I would still do once this is dry that's really worth, if you haven't got a micron pen, I tell you what is brilliant is a good micron pen, the white fine line. This, when it's dry, you get really excellent. I searched for years to get a good pen that did snow, that didn't just soak into the ink. And I think what you'll find is once this is dry, let me just see if I can get these little dots. You know, yeah, lovely, look. That's holding up the stars on. That looks pretty there. Doesn't that look nice? Oh, do you know what I might be able to sort out is his grad helmet as well. Now it looks like he's got a perm. Now it looks like a poodle. Oh dear. Anyway, look, there's my point. Beautiful white. Oh, do you know what? I bet that would look good too. You could add some white in there so that the light is hitting the. How about that? I bet that would look good too, especially where it's dark. Yeah. There you go. So highlights and lowlights, friends. Hey, there you go. I've got a poodle now in the distance with antlers. Oh, whatever. Let's have a look. Yeah, definitely looks like he had a bad hair day. And on that happy note, I love you and leave you, friends. Grace, thank you for joining us and helping in the shack this evening. And I will no telly this weekend, bit of a break, but I'll see you on Monday at 10 o'clock. And I've got something really lovely that we're going to draw. Really easy, really quick, really lovely. So I'll see you at 10 on Monday. Lots of love. Go easy, travel gently. Bye-bye now. And thanks again, Grace. Bye now.